We're going to make this quick, we're going to make this awesome. Two things to start off. This is the D'Angelico Deluxe Bobby Weir 3. I'm going to give my hot take about this guitar at the end of this lesson, so just in case you want to check it out, please stay here for it. Number two, we're learning the best parts of Casey Jones, and in my opinion, and those two parts are the solo of Bob Weir into the solo of Jerry Garcia. We're going to learn what makes them tick and how we can utilize that information for improvisation, because when you listen to those songs live, they never play that part twice the same way. So let's give it a go. All right. The part that I'm referring to sounds like this. Let's listen first, then we'll give it a discussion. Here we go. Took a little bit of liberties there with Jerry's part, but it's okay because he does it all the time. So let's find out what's going on in these two parts, why they sound different, why they sound cool, how we can take advantage of these ideas for improvisation. All right, let's take a look at the chord progression for Bobby's part. All right, it's C, D, F, and G. All right. So I will tell you, it's easy to remember like these ideas if you know your master music formula, which is music equals scales and or chord tones happening over chords plus the human elements. So I have a video on that. What I mean by that is on top of the C, something C is happening. On top of the D, something D is happening. Excuse me, on top of the F, something F is happening, and so on top of the G, something G is happening. All right, so on the C, he's going to hit a C chord. And the first thing he does is he busts into a major pentatonic. Now the major pentatonic from the C, that's that major never lost that appeared in my video many years ago. That's the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. He's using these notes to create that line. Then a D comes, he doesn't hit the D, he lets the D be hit by the band, and then repeats the same pattern. The D major pentatonic would be here. So we have the C pentatonic, D. There's a little different rhythm there because I was talking. Let me do it without talking. All right. Then we have an F. Okay, boom. So right nearby we have this G-shaped F chord. And with this G-shaped chord, we have this pentatonic shape. They always go together. I'm telling you, lesson numbers 7 and 8 in my Cage Primer playlist is where all these answers are. And if you look, he's going to come into that major third and kind of bounce on those chord tones. Right there. Then on the G, he plays the A-shaped G chord, stays still right here. Kind of bounces that little 6 blues thing. So, C, pentatonic, D pentatonic, chord tones on the F, chord, and a bounce. Then, the next part of that is the same thing, C, da, 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 D, ba, ba, then F, E7, A minor, G. So let's give a look as to what happens. Keep that theory in mind of when that chord is happening, something related to that chord is going on. And this isn't any exception. It starts again with the C, with the pentatonic, the D pentatonic. Now here's that F chord, here's that F pentatonic. He's going to come down from the root note. He establishes this like downward melody. Now here is the E chord. All right. Now from here, from this E, he plays an E7 arpeggio, which is E, G sharp, B, and D. And in this order, it's E, D, B, G sharp. There it is. And now, of course, we have this da, 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 da. Now let's see, those notes are C, D, C, B, and that's on top of the A minor is a little that line right there is, you can tell 100% like hummed, like he figured that out, like ends with the G on the G chord. All right, so everything has an explanation. Let's give that whole part a listen actually before we move forward, okay? Sounds a little like this. All right, now comes Jerry Garcia's part. All right, Jerry Garcia's part is actually, in my opinion, probably one of the, it's the most proper solo for that song. When you go to improvise over it, I'm letting you know right now, nothing sounds as amazing as his original recording. And you can listen to him improvise, at John Mayer improvise, and everything sounds good, but in my opinion, this is like an 11 out of 10. And so let's just talk about what happens here. And again, we're going to learn how to improvise on it, but we're just going to learn this note for note, see what's happening. By the way, if you like Bob Weir guitar parts, check out my friend Mickey at Macbeth Music on YouTube. I met him a long time ago in Colorado by sheer happenstance, and if you go over there, tell him I say hi, okay? Check it out. He's good stuff. All right, so Jerry's part is, so I'm going to switch this toggle so we get a little bit of Jerry tone. All right, so this part here happens over the C. C, ba, 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 and then we change to an F. Ba, 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 ba. So let's take a look what's happening. On the C stuff, right? So we have a C, we have the major second, he bends to that major third, and then bends up to the minor third, excuse me, 1, 2, minor third, then bends up to the major third, which is an E. All right, cool. So we have ba 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 ba. That's all chord tone, like ba ba. Oh, sorry, ba ba. 2/3 chord tone. And then we have the F. Now this is something. This little line here I talk about on Jerry improvisation in my Jerry Garcia masterclass, which is probably popping up around here. The idea here is here's that F chord, and it's very common for him to do these chromatic runs. Here's the 5, flat 5, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5. This is a Jerry thing. All right. He takes it. He takes it to another level by putting a bend in up to this note to keep that theme of the bending from the beginning. All right. So all it is 5 flat 3. Sorry, 5 flat 5 4 3. But he bends from the 2 to the 3. And now it's on the F. He messes around in the F major pentatonic. This note right here, he hits on the C chord. That's the 7th fret of the G string. If we look at a C chord, look at that 7th fret of the G string, chord tone. Ride that train, right? Then goes back to the C, same line. Back to the F. F major pentatonic. And ends on this guy here, which is another root note for a C. So C is filled with C things, F is filled with F things, and C things with C things. So you can see it. So this consists pretty much of the, C-shaped pentatonic and the G-shaped pentatonic for the F. But if you listen to some performances, you're going to hear Jerry take the F major pentatonic up to the 13th fret, the E shaped here. And he does the same kind of things. Here's the root, here's the 2, he's going to bend to the 3, ends on the 3rd here. You'll see with some improvisation. But let's see if we can get that part down. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the loop, and the loop has the Bobby part in it. I'll wait and I'll come in so you can hear it. So. That's what we got. It's okay, we got it. All right, so that is a little tiny piece of it happening. Now, all right, what I'm going to do first, actually, is I'm going to improvise with this new information, you know, just keeping the C stuff on the C, F on the F, maybe some chromatics. But I'm going to use the chords in my head first before I hit the backing track. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come in with that opening line. And if you listen to some performances, you'll hear... You know, it's the same stuff. That was C major pentatonic, F major pentatonic. And so, you know, stuff like that. Like... You know, there it is. All right, so like you can get the example of what I'm doing there. All right, so I won't use the chords because save us some time. But you can understand improvising there. You know, it's just C major pentatonics and F major pentatonics. Okay, so what do we do with this information? What we do is you want to now learn as much as possible of the relationship between chords and pentatonics. Again, these are lessons 7 and 8 in my Cage Program playlist. And the idea is you want to try and learn as much as possible so that you can play through this backing track and you can try and improvise on both parts. And so, you know, I have a C here, I have C here, sorry, D here, C and D. I have, let's see, a C and a D, and a C and a D. I know all those different chord shapes with the pentatonics. And so when I'm trying to improvise with Bob Weir parts, I'm trying to keep it nice and smooth. I have my C's, you know, really C's and F's here when it comes to improvisation, and I want to kind of like play the Jerry part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to improvise using that information over those parts, and then we'll get to the guitar review. So let's see if we like it. Let's see. Forgot about the landing line. I kind of got it in there. All right, so there you go. So, you know, learning that best part and learning why it works helps you kind of like keep a loop going and just practicing different things all at once. One's in the style of Bobby, one in the style of Jerry. All right, so if you made this far, let's talk about this guitar. This is the D'Angelico Deluxe Bobby Weir 3. And the quick story is that I did a video with my Bedford, my Bobby Weir Bedford D'Angelico quite a while ago. And D'Angelico contacted me and said, hey, do you want to try this guitar out? I said, yeah, sure. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is not paid for. There's no affiliate link. This is just my honest review of this guitar if you're interested in buying something like this. So let's give it some thought. First of all, the biggest thing out of the box that you find with this guitar is when you pick it up and put it on, the quality is like unmatched in any guitar I've ever owned. Honestly, you can really feel how awesome this build is. As soon as you put it on, as soon as you feel it, you can tell you're dealing with like a very serious machine here. Not intimidating, just like really well built. All good intentions. The things I like the most about it are the neck is super thin and just right for my hands. I mean, I have small sausage fingers, right? And it's really nice and thin. It's not thick at all. I really find this comfortable. It's a flat neck in terms of this way. You know, it's not like a rounded neck like a Strat, and I love flat neck guitars. I really do. I grew up playing Les Pauls and stuff like that. So this neck is incredibly comfortable. Let's talk about some of the hardware in here. So this has TV Jones pickups. I think that's what they're called. Hope I didn't get that right or wrong. What's so cool about this guitar is it has push and pull pots on everything. And I find that like when you're in the neck position, like the rhythm position, which is up, on other guitars, it's hard to get a sound when you're playing individual notes. Excuse me. Gotta raise the volume. Where it doesn't sound like it's muddled. It's very hard to. You usually have to play on the high strings to get that smooth sound. When you come down low, it's either like for chords or, yeah, it's mostly for chord playing. But here, in that neck position, all those little low notes, like here, they are so like well-rounded and pointed, and lets me use this setting for the Bob Weir stuff. Right? And then with the flick of the switch, toggles over here, you know, now we have that bite that we want for the treble setting. And it's such a, I'm not saying a difference, but it's a very nice spectrum of sound between these guys. So I've been playing this guitar pretty much for a week straight. I'm really enjoying it, and I just wanted to say thank you to D'Angelico, and of course, if anybody's looking at buying one of these, I suggest you get your hands on it. It really is a spectacular instrument, okay? And again, I promise you, I'm not getting paid for this, nothing like it. No credits. It's just, this is my honest review. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. But this thing's pretty awesome. All right, so come practice with me on Patreon if you care to, with the Bobby Weir stuff and the Jerry stuff, and learning more of the guitar neck, getting like the barbs out of the way so we can improvise. And thank you so much for being here. We'll talk soon. All right, bye-bye.